What's up, CHFFL? It is week 8, and we have a special double feature for you because I missed wrapping up week 7. We're going to do that in one of the kind of abbreviated versions first, and then get into our second week of interleague play. So first, let's wrap up week 7. Let me take you over to our scoreboard. All right, first up, we had, zoom in here, Girly Girly Literature Club against the Salty Springs Spartans. And I lost by 6 points. I had me losing. It's really disappointing because Sony Michelle and Kiki Kuti both got knocked out of the game before they could do much. Because 6 points from them would have been easy without those injuries. But still, good game, Swan. Next, Your Thighs in April against the Snobby Shores Pistol Whips. I was wrong here, so I'm at 1-1. I had Mark winning this, and honestly, if I had to be wrong about one game, this is the one I'd want. Mark is my biggest competition right now, one game behind me in the anime conference. Next, Soul Eater Leonard against Tilted Towers. Brad won handily, 129-107. Still hanging around there. Grant traded off Emmanuel Sanders and now quite literally has nobody on his team. Full Metal Alchemera, Keanu Chug Jugs. This was my game of the week, and what a good game of the week choice it was. Came down to the wire, 137-136 in favor of Wes. Two great teams. Wes pulled ahead, I think, a little, or still tied with Max atop that anime conference, but goodness, are they both good teams. Speaking of Max, against the Risky Reels and Watson Thrills, Max 202 points. This is his third time being our top scorer of the week, so that's $30 have gone his way on Venmo. Really taking advantage of that new rule and storming into the second half of the season. Mini, it's a pretty good score for him, mostly 37 points from the Broncos D there. Not nearly enough to hang with Max, though. Finally, Super Mario Star Power against the Dusty Divot Dark Vikings. I had Roy with the upset here, and I came pretty close with that prediction, but Marty still barely able to hang on. Solid game from both teams. Roy starting to just be too far behind now, way out of it. Marty still fighting atop the Fortnite conference. So all in all, that put me at correct, wrong, correct, wrong. 4-2, because I had this one wrong. So, another decent week for me. Let's continue on here. I went 4-2. It's 27-15 on the season now. I'm pretty happy with that. I, knock on some wood, haven't had a losing week yet, and I doubt I kind of will now as people are selling off and people really starting to separate from the pack. Something we'll probably want to have some more discussion about, maybe how our rules work in the offseason. I'm not a big fan of everybody so early in the season calling it quits and or buying in totally and forsaking their future. But let's get into week 8's matchups. Last week, one other thing, Fortnite went 3-3 last week. Pretty crazy. That's great for you guys. You should be really proud of yourselves. All right, first up, Salty Springs Spartans against Soul Eater Leonard, the Battle of the Brads, as Hopkins, big 28 points on Thursday night. And we got another London game this morning. Zach Ertz only had 5 points when I last checked. He might have put up something more, but that doesn't bode well for Bannis. I'm taking Swan here with Keenan Allen on the bye week. I just don't think Bannis has what he needs to hang in there. Next, Tilted Towers against Wes. I mean, Grant's got nothing now. I can't waste too much time even talking about this. It's going to be a slaughter. Have fun this week, Wes. Next, Risky Reels and Watson Thrills against the Super Mario Star Power. Big Thursday for Minnie this week. He's up a good bit, and TJ Yeldon was just taking a back seat to Carlos Hyde this morning, and hadn't done anything when I last checked, although I saw that Blake Bortles was leading the team in rushing, so nobody really having a great day. I'm taking Minnie. I think this is the week. It's finally going to be 1-7. It's going to be a really big deal. We're going to have a party and everything, maybe a ceremony commemorating it. Next, Dusty Divot Dark Vikings against Your Thighs in April. This is where these last 3 games are all really interesting. Carlos Hyde was ineffective, as I said this morning in Jacksonville, and Marty is without Zeke. Mark's without Julio, though. I don't think that's quite as big a deal for Mark as Marty being without Zeke is. I'm taking Mark. I think Saquon, with those two guys on the bye week, Saquon is now the by far biggest piece in this game. And as he's done for Mark a few times this season, really going to catapult him over. This would be a big win for Mark in a tough matchup. Next, Keanu's Chug Jugs against Gordon Smash. Would have been an obvious game of the week choice, but I did not go with it. Powerhouse battle atop both conferences again, just like last week. And for Wes and Marty, I mean, one of these guys has to lose. So if they can pull out their games, then going to shake things up a bit. Max is missing Gordon. He was missing him with the injury last week, but this week he's on a bye. I'm still taking Max to win this. 200-plus points last week. He's been the top scorer all these different times. It's really hard to bet against Max right now. His team is on a roll. And finally, the game of the week, I have Parker and the Snobby Shore Pistol Whips against my Girly Girly Literature Club. You think that Stan against Max should have been the game of the week just because they're at the top of the conferences? Well, I say, go do your own videos. I wanted to be team of the week, or game of the week, whatever. So both Parker and I are 4-3. We're both kind of in that playoff hunt, trying to hold off the other people that are fighting with us. I'm banged up at running back. Michelle not expected to be back. Breda not fresh enough that I can trust starting him this week. And Parker was trying to bring up some stuff in chat, trying to really get under my skin, and it worked. We're game of the week now, and I'm going to show you up. So look forward to that. I'm taking myself. I feel confident. I feel good. Bring it, Parker. I hope everybody has a good week, though. We are now over the halfway point in the regular season, and I couldn't be happier to be a part of all of it with you guys. Like, subscribe, and enjoy yourself as we move forward. Goodbye.